afternoon. This is eNCA on DSTV channel 403. In the last hour, or just less than an hour, we've been bringing you live, of course, here on Today. That briefing by the ministers in the presidency, Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs and Minister of Health, about what next after the end of the state of national disaster as pronounced by President Matamela Ramaphosa last night. It is our top story still today as we continue to gauge reaction and comments around it. Now, the business industry must be relieved with the lifting of this national state of disaster. Let's hear from the CEO of the Black Business Council, Kganki Matabane, for their views. Kganki, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. What's the view of the BBC? How do you react to the news of the ending of the state of national disaster?
Good afternoon, Dan and the viewers at home. Indeed, we're relieved. We hope this will pave a way towards a full economic activities, and we will be able to see the economy reopening, and so that we can go on with our lives and make sure that the economy grows and we're able to create the much needed jobs. So we do welcome the move by the president, and we hope that us as individuals and as a collective, we won't want to go back to where we were. We will look after ourselves. We will be more. We'll take care of ourselves. We'll be able to adhere to some of the regulations that have been done away with. For example, we'll be able to get everyone being vaccinated. We'll have business people wearing masks so that we can reduce the amount of infection. Because as we all know, the state of disaster may be lifted, but the pandemic is still with us. So it's important that we should start behaving responsibly and so behaving in a responsible manner to ensure that we don't go to another wave, as the economy won't afford another wave. We can't go to wave 5 because, or we can't go to another level, lockdown level, because the economy just won't afford it. We've got 13 million people unemployed. If we go further to another level, that number is going to increase, and that is a ticking time bomb that we cannot afford.
What do you see as BBC will be the role of business, of companies, organizations, employers in making sure that responsibility you are talking about is indeed effected and implemented, especially because we're going to be seeing the promulgation of the new health regulations, which are being tweaked currently. I guess the commentary period ends on the 16th of April.
Yes, we are working on our comments to the regulations. We will be able to submit our comments before the closing date. But the responsibility of business is to continue to encourage people to vaccinate, because as we've all seen, vaccination is one weapon that has worked. So it's important that even those people who are not vaccinated yet, they are encouraged to vaccinate by business. They are encouraged to keep on wearing the mask, keep on washing their hands, keep on doing anything else that will make sure that we are clean, everything is clean, so that we reduce as much as we can, we reduce the potential of infection, because as I said earlier, we're still busy with the coronavirus is still here with us. So we should not behave as if the virus is gone. The virus is not gone, it's still with us.
Yes, it's still with us. And of course, there's that concern that there's a demographic of our population, especially the young demographic, that is really lagging far behind the older demographic in terms of vaccination. Would you as business also be having a little bit of a question mark around the timing of the lifting of the national state of disaster? Or are you as BBC comfortable with the explanation that things are currently fairly stable, therefore there is no need anymore for that state of disaster?
Yes, remember when the entire a process started. We were involved with NetLeg, and government always said we will be advised and will follow the empirical evidence. So the evidence that is there, which is scientific, as for some time, I think for 2-3 months, has been pointing into the right direction, that the rate of infection is very, very, very low. The rate of death is extremely low. So we agree with government that this is the right time, and we've been calling for this time to come so that we can focus on growing the economy. And I think that is very, very important. And we were calling on government to use the very same energy that was used when we were fighting the coronavirus to fight unemployment. It's important that if we want to decisively deal with unemployment, we need to support businesses, we need to support small businesses, because that's where you are likely to get a lot of employment. So let's use the very same coordination, let's use the very same energy to focus all our energies as a country on trying to reduce unemployment.
That focus on reducing unemployment, which sectors of the economy or which efforts do you think should be prioritized? Because, Kganki, to be honest, I mean, even before the pandemic, our economy was a bit sluggish. We'd had some quarters, for example, that were recessionary. Then another quarter will perform better. So the challenges were there, and unemployment has been growing and growing, especially among the young people. So as we now get out of this state of national disaster, you are saying, let's focus on economic growth, let's focus on job creation. Where should the efforts go to really have impact? What are your thoughts?
Brother, the National Development Plan, which is the current plan of the country, NDP 2030, has sort of predicted that by 2030, if we want to reduce unemployment, we need to create 11 million jobs. And those jobs, 90% of them will come from small businesses. So it's an no-brainer that we need to focus on small business development and support, because the chances of small businesses creating jobs are very high. If you support small businesses, you give them more responsibilities, they will easily create jobs, unlike when you give those same responsibilities to big businesses. So we should focus on supporting small businesses through access to funding and then through access to the markets. Hence, we're very disappointed with the ruling by the Constitutional Court that has almost put some brakes on procurement by the state, because the states can use public procurement to support small businesses, and that way we'll be able to create jobs.
Okay, no, thank you very much for your views and your time this afternoon. Kganki Matabane, the CEO of Black Business Council.